What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into why Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ubisoft's epic Viking adventure from 2020, is still absolutely worth playing in 2025. Whether you're a long-time fan of the series or a newcomer wondering if this massive open world RPG holds up, I've got you covered with 5 compelling reasons to jump into this game, which does cause a lot of split opinion, but in my opinion it is a brilliant game with a great story. But before we jump in, if you find yourself enjoying the video, hit that like button, and if you're into all things Assassin's Creed and gaming, consider subscribing to the channel as well. First up, Assassin's Creed Valhalla nails the Viking fantasy like no other game, and if like me you're a fan of the series Vikings, Valhalla nails that feeling as well. You play as Eivor, a fierce Viking warrior who you can play as male or female, leading your clan from the icy shores of Norway to the lush, chaotic lands of 9th century England. The game's world is massive, beautifully crafted and dripping with historical detail. From foggy wetlands to rolling green hills, every corner you venture to feels like you're in the Viking world. Ubisoft meticulously recreated Anglo-Saxon England, blending historical accuracy with a touch of Norse mythology. What makes this extra special in 2025? For me, it's the mythological elements, like exploring Asgard and meeting Norse gods like Odin, Thor and Loki. They are all a standout. These dreamlike sequences add a unique flavour, making Valhalla feel like a cousin to games like God of War, and I wish more games did this. I love Norse and Greek mythology and could roam around for ages in that world. If you're into epic tales of gods and warriors, this game delivers an immersive experience that's hard to beat. Plus, with Assassin's Creed Shadows out, revisiting Valhalla gives you context for how Ubisoft evolved the series' RPG formula, setting the stage for their latest game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, although I do feel Shadows was more streamlined. Next, we're going to talk about the RPG elements, which are a huge reason Valhalla remains a blast in 2025. Now, this game took the RPG shift started in Origins and Odyssey and polished certain elements, and I say certain elements because first we have to talk about that skill tree, where you can invest ability points into melee, stealth or ranged combat, letting you tailor Eivor to your playstyle, but Jesus Christ, it is just too much. You know that feeling when you're scrolling Netflix and because there's too much choice, you just switch it off because you can't choose? Well, that's Valhalla's skill tree. I just use the auto button because I haven't got time for all of that. You can reset your abilities anytime without penalty, so you're free to experiment if you have the time to do so, because honestly, as you can see, it's fucking huge. There is just so much there, too much for my brain to compute, and honestly, I think they overdid it on that. The gear system is streamlined compared to Odyssey though, so you're not drowning in loot. Instead, you can upgrade meaningful weapons and armor at the blacksmith, keeping them relevant even after dozens of hours. And I did like that. I just used the axe we originally got and it was more than enough. Sometimes having too much loot can dilute the meaningfulness of the loot system. Add to that the settlement system, where you build and customize your Viking village, and you've got a rewarding loop of raiding, upgrading and unlocking new quests. The settlement mechanic adds a personal touch, making you feel like a true clan leader. For RPG fans, these mechanics make Valhalla a deep, satisfying experience that holds up years later. And I know Shadows have kind of taken that a step further with the hideout, but I don't think the hideouts have that meaning, like that more meaningful touch to them as, say, Valhalla, because that is your clan, you are in charge of it, and you're kind of walking around and the kids are running saying, Ivor, welcome back, and there's certain dialogue if you've been gone too long. And I feel that's kind of Shadows could have done a little bit more with that. I'm not knocking it because I do love the hideouts in Shadows. There's a lot to do there, but I just think sometimes you need a reason, and I think Valhalla does give you that reason. Third, the open world and side content in Valhalla are some of the best in the series. Ubisoft ditched traditional side quests for world events, short quirky encounters like the rap battles, drinking contests or solving Viking style mysteries, which I did enjoy. These keep the exploration fresh and fun, breaking up the main story with light-hearted moments. The world itself can feel a bit bloated at times, and sometimes it is too big, but I do feel every region offers unique landscapes and secrets, from Norway's snowy peaks to England's rivers and forts, which does help keep that feeling at bay. It doesn't do it all the time. I do understand why people say it is just too big and bloated, but I do feel that it has enough variety just to make that feeling not hit as much. In 2025, this focus of meaningful exploration still feels modern, especially when compared to other open world games. Whether you're hunting legendary treasures, dueling in a drinking game, or raiding a settlement, there's always something to discover. Unlike Shadows, I also like fighting animals and stumbling upon legendary animals and having some quality fights with them. I'm not sure why Shadows sidestepped from that, but it is good that Valhalla does have that. If you love getting lost in a vibrant world, Valhalla, in my opinion, delivers hours of constant content for you to do so. Reason number 4, the sheer amount of content. Valhalla isn't just a base game, it's a complete package with quite a few years of updates and expansions. We've got the Wrath of the Druids and the Siege of Paris DLCs. They take you to Ireland and France, adding new stories and environments. We got the Dawn of Ragnarok, which lets you play as Odin himself in a mythical world. Plus, there's the Forgotten Saga, a free roguelike mode that adds replayable dungeon crawling fun, which I ended up playing at the beginning, and I was thinking, where the fuck is this story going? I had so much trouble at the beginning, wondering, well, what do I do? Where do I go? Until I found that we needed to go to Ranvi and start pledging allegiances. But yeah, I just remember playing as 4 and thinking, why the fuck am I playing a roguelite? But it's actually really good once you get settled into the game. In 2025, you can often find the Ultimate Edition, including all DLCs, at a discount, making it great value personally for over 100 hours of gameplay, or more if you're a completionist. With Ubisoft's continued support, like quality of life updates, Valhalla is a living game that's still worth your time and money. I haven't played the expansions as of yet, but I will, as they look great, and I've heard nothing but good things about them. But with so many games out right now and content to create, I am struggling to find the time personally, but I will get around to them because I want to create a video on all of the DLCs. Then we have the narrative and historical depth, which make Valhalla a must play. Eivor's story is a slow burn saga about loyalty, betrayal, and forging a legacy, with choices that shape alliances and story outcomes. The game weaves Norse mythology with the classic assassin Templar, or the Hidden Ones v the Order of the Ancients conflict, offering a rich blend of historical fiction and fantasy. Fans have praised the story's rewarding resolution, with some calling it the most meaningful since Revelations. I don't know if that's true or not, but I have seen that being said in the forums. The historical setting, England's dark ages between 872 and 878 AD, is brought to life with stunning detail, from Viking raids to interactions with historical figures like King Alfred. If you're a history buff or love games like The Witcher 3 that blend lore and choice, Valhalla's narrative will keep you hooked. As someone who was still learning the lore, I have to say that the ending was fucking epic. I just wish Ubisoft took Basim forward and carried it on in the modern day. It did get me wondering though, why did Shadows have none of this in it? I feel this was a massively missed opportunity. I love Basim as a character and I cannot wait to step into Mirage, but I just feel they should have carried on with that modern day storyline. It would have been so good. Now, let's be real, Valhalla isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Some players have criticised its combat for feeling clunky, especially parrying, which can be hard to master, and when you're playing games like Shadows, with some of its faults, it is so good at feeling good. The combat is so fluid. I know it's a few years older, but when you go back to play these older games, you do notice that some of the combat does feel a bit clunky. Stealth does also take a backseat compared to other AC games, so if you're expecting classic Hidden Blade antics, you might be a little bit disappointed. The game's length, 50 to 70 hours for the main story and up to 140, maybe 160 hours for completionists, can feel overwhelming, and some side content might feel a bit repetitive. There is also the issue of microtransactions. While not necessary, the presence of paid cosmetics like outfits and map markers has annoyed some players, including me. I don't like it in Shadows either. I just don't think a single player game should have that, personally. I do get it. I know that companies need to make their money, but that's just my stance on it. Despite these flaws, the game's strengths outweigh the negatives for most players. So, why play Assassin's Creed Valhalla in 2025? It's an immersive Viking epic with deep RPG mechanics, a vibrant open world, tons of content, and a gripping story that ties to the broad Assassin's Creed universe. Whether you're raiding Saxon fortresses, exploring Asgard, or building your settlement, there's something here for every gamer. Sure, it's not perfect, but the experience is well worth your time. So, what do you think? Have you played Valhalla? Are you planning on jumping in at any point? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up because it helps the video and the channel out massively. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more Assassin's Creed content and gaming content in the future. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video.